Hey everyone, welcome back. And in this video, we'll be discussing about how to build Flexbox layouts in Tailwind. And this goes without saying that we would not be discussing Flexbox in general, but only about using Flexbox because we have already done that in the CSS course. So if you're not following the full stack or the front end learning path on Codedamn, it is high time that you do, because that is a path, that is a structure in which you will be following, or becoming a full stack or a front end developer. But anyway, let's start with the Flexbox in CSS. And just like other classes, it's pretty simple to use Flexbox with Tailwind because they provide out of the box classes and out of the box utilities for most common things. Let's just go ahead and start developing a very simple layout. So I'm going to say something like, let's say this is a div and I have another 3 divs inside this, right? What I can do is at the same time, I can give them all a width, or let's say a height of 10, something like that, with a background color of gray 800. This could be blue, this could be red, something like that, right? And on the top, I could start giving this some flex input, right? So right away, you can see that the moment I give it flex, everything just disappears because these do not have widths with them. Now with flex, what happens is that if I go ahead and let me just refresh this, if I go ahead and open this, you're going to see that this flex class actually just says display flex and nothing more. So what we want is that every single one of them to be equal width by saying flex1. Now what does this mean in real world CSS is if you go ahead and take a look at flex1, it gives you a flex grow, flex shrink, and flex basis of 0. So just a quick revision with Flexbox, flex grow 1 and flex shrink 1 means that you should try to take as much space as you can, and flex basis is basically a kind of like a width equivalent in Flexbox, and giving it a 0% just means that you fall back to flex grow and shrink. So this gives you a nice little layout. You can see I can also go ahead and increase this, let's say a little bit, only if this is available. Yep, or maybe we can use the highest one, which I think is 96. And you can see now that we have a nice little layout. Now, a nice thing which we can do in order to combine this with a responsive based layout is I can say that, hey, whenever this is by default, this is flex column, but nope, not flex column, actually flex row. That is the default flex behavior. But whenever I am on a larger screen, for anything which is smaller, it should be flex column. And in this case, you can see because we don't have a definitive width, I can also go ahead and do something like on SM, this is flex 1, but otherwise it just takes the full width as a block element. Alright, so what's happening over here? You can see the moment I cross that small barrier, the moment I cross that, all of them get this class removed, or not exactly removed, but the effect of this class gone. So this is why you get a flex call. I mean, this is basically in a stack, in a vertical stack. The moment we grow over this class takes over, and then this renders in a row, right? So if you know how Flexbox operates, this would be useful for triggering mobile based layouts, right? Whenever size goes below 640 pixels. So yep, this is like pretty much how you can work with Flexbox. There are a bunch of utilities: flex none, flex auto, flex 1. On hover, you can also kind of like modify the style and the bit of functionality. But for the most part, you probably would see yourself working with this flex property, flex call, flex row property, and the modifiers associated with them. Flex 1, something like, you can also do something like, if we go to this area and get rid of this, then I can say something like flex grow, and then I can say to this, for example, something like width 24, and then this could be width 24 as well, right? So now you can see that this one takes all the available width, and these ones are 24 units of width in this case, right? So you can play around with this, and it's easy to build such layouts. You can see this works just fine. But yeah, that's pretty much it, how you can get started with Flexbox and with Flex in general with Tailwind. All you have to do is understand which class is doing what sort of trigger. So Flex triggers display Flex, Flex calls trigger the direction. Then with responsiveness combined, you can change the direction. Then Flex grow, Flex shrink, Flex 1, all sorts of things can help you trigger various kinds of layout in your file without even changing any sort of external CSS or anything. So yep, that's pretty much it for this video. I'm gonna see you in the next one really soon.